Hey, what's up, world? This your boy Denzel, and this is
Annabelle.
we here with
That good shit.
that good ass shit. Yeah,
Exactly.
right there.
How you doing today, Denzel?
Man, shit, booted up off this coffee. I'm cooling though.
What's your coffee order?
Shit, black coffee, no cream, no sugar,
Straight up black coffee.
black.
Do you like a medium roast or a dark roast?
Man, I don't know. As long as it's black, I'm cool with it.
What'd you get up to so far today?
So far, I woke up.
Easy. Yeah.
Nah. We just, we walked over here and everything and just, getting ready for this interview. And that's pretty much it. Just chilling so far.
It's your first time in Happy 99.
Oh, yeah.
What's your first impression of this place?
I mean, I like the flip that they did because I'm wearing the Happy 99 shirt. I like how they did the Mark Echo flip, and I like the design and everything. Kind of reminds me of Jet Set Radio, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I like it.
It's super fire. I was just listening to you ever listen to the How I Built This podcast?
Nah, never.
You should check them out. But I just listened to the one about Mark Echo, the guy who started Echo and Complex. Real goat. So shout out to him. This is a great flip.
Yeah, it is a really great flip.
We're out here in New York getting ready for the release of your album tonight.
Right.
How do you feel?
Man, I don't know. Nah. I know it's gonna be a good thing though, cause man, we got the club Mischievous thing going on tonight, so we finna all just be in the club partying, doing our thing. I might do a song or two. I don't know yet, but I just really want everybody to have a good time, and you know what I'm saying, like listen to the project when it comes out.
It's gonna be a real fun time listening to that project in the club. I've been able to listen to it over the last few days coming into this interview, and the project is incredible.
Man, can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Why did I raise my hand? What's your favorite track off the album?
I like a lot of them, but I really, really like that first track, like after that kind of like intro snippet, because I really love that beat. Really beautiful. Whoever's kind of like doing the vocals, was that like a sample or was that like a feature who was doing that vocal on the beat? That like, that.
Oh yeah, that was on Mickey the Grand. Yeah, he
Yeah.
worked on all my albums. He worked on Taboo. He worked on Zoo. He worked on Melt My Eyes, See Your Future. He worked on a lot of stuff. So yeah, shout out to Mickey because he made the sample and everything.
So that's got to be one of my favorites. Or what was the other one I really like? I really like G's Up.
I recorded that in New Zealand, and that same session, my boy Mellow Downs pulled up. Shout out to Mellow Downs. Israel Adesanya pulled up as well. Like he came to the studio session when I made that song.
Yeah, that's a crazy song. I can't wait to hear that in the club specifically.
Yeah, that shit gonna get everybody riled up and turned up.
That's gonna be crazy. I also really like the Lunatic interlude. I thought that was really pretty.
Yeah, so the through line on the project, because we have Kingpin, Skinny Pimp hosting the whole thing, so he's doing like interludes and all that stuff and like the intro, outro. And that song, pretty much like the segue going in the sked, that was a song that he did off of Skinny Pimp Volume 1. And he was like, yo, you could sample some of the stuff, da-da-da. I really wanted to sample stuff from King of the Players Ball, but he was like, nah, don't sample that, sample this. And then he sent me the tape, and then Psychopathic Lunatic was the one that we ended up sampling.
The whole thing came together great. I wanted to ask you, I think I don't know, I was listening to Lunatic and I was just seeing all these like little scenes in my head. I think it's like a really beautiful interlude. If that Lunatic interlude was to score like a scene in like a movie, what do you think that would look like?
Man, it'll probably be like a car scene of just motherfuckers turning up and then getting into some ratchet ass shit, like gun packing type shit, you know what I'm saying, before they do something crazy.
Overall, I think it's really interesting to know that like you put out this first like King of the Mischievous South tape like when you were 16.
I was 17 when
17.
I did, because I was 16 in 2011, you know what I'm saying?
So
2012 I was 17, yeah.
So you were 17 when you put it out, and you've come a long way since then. It's been like 12 years since it came out, and it's so cool to see you like take that sound, those influences, and bring it back now when you're really at like the top of your game, and it's like really refined. How does it feel to kind of like come out with this second edition of King of the Mischievous South?
It feels good because I tried to do this several times. Like I
Yeah.
tried to really make this tape like several times, and it ended up becoming something else. But the one time I'm just like, I'm finna make this tape, and then it sounded like everything that was from King of the Mischievous South Volume 1, and it was like, hey, you don't gotta change anything else but the name.
Yeah.
So I was like, what y'all want to change it to? So Mark was alluding to what he wanted me to change it to without saying the name,
Yeah.
and I kind of just like, oh, I know what you want to name this. And then that's how it went like that.
It's cool how it came about kind of naturally. Like things always just kind of happen when they're meant to.
Yeah. I mean, trying to make the shit and it just doesn't come out the way it did. It's just like, all right, kind of gave up on it. And then, you never know. Everything kind of resurfaces later on.
I heard that you made a lot of these songs in your bed. Is that true?
I mean, a couple of them I made in my house. Some of them I made overseas, and some of them I made in the studio.
What is like your favorite setting to create in if you had to pick one?
I don't know. Like the studio, sometimes you get tired of it. In your house, house, you can record at your house, but the drawback is you can't invite everybody to your crib. Overseas, it's just like, I like recording over there because it's a different vibe, but at the same time, I got to work, because, you know, most likely I'm over there, like, performing and everything. So it depends. It depends.
Do you like recording around a lot of people, or do you prefer like being more in your solitude, or does it just depend on what you're making?
It depends, man. If I'm already feeling it, I'm just gonna record. I kind of got over that whole like, oh, I'm afraid of people in the room type shit. But if I know I'm not too confident in what I'm doing, I'll tell everybody, hey, y'all gotta leave the room. Let me figure this shit out real quick. And then I record it, and I was like, okay, is it bad? Okay, maybe I need to fix this, or maybe I need to do this. And then when I actually get it right, then I bring everybody in.
How did you go about curating all the features on this album? Because you brought in so many incredible people. We love seeing people like Armani White on there, TiaCorine. Hot Ones is one of my favorite songs of the summer for sure. How'd you go about selecting all the people you were going to collaborate with?
Some of them was impulse, and some of them was team effort. So it's like half and half with that. Some just come about with just like being in a session. Some of the homies just come through and they make a song, and the song turns out to be hard. And other ones just like calculated. You know what I'm saying? So like Hot One, like I sent that to Ferg, and then Tia was like the last piece. There was people that I wanted to get on this tape, like when we did Cold Pimp with Ty Dolla $ign, which is a long story. And originally it was me, Juicy J, Ty Dolla $ign, and Kinayata, who was on Ultra Shit, right? Because at the time, Ultra Shit wasn't supposed to be on the project, but it was so good that we wanted to put it on there. We took Key off that one, talked to Key about it. He was like, man, I'm fine with that. You cool. We wanted to put Flo Milli on that one. And it just didn't come about. So a lot of the stuff is either impulse or calculated.
I think it feels like a good mix of everything on there. How did you originally find TiaCorine? Like, what was your first time hearing her?
They sent me Freaky T, and the song was hard, and I seen a video, and it had her and Duke Deuce, and I was like, all right, oh, this is fire. So I went and followed her on Instagram and stuff like that. She followed me back instantly, and then we just started chatting and started talking about like making music together. So she sent me a song, I did it, and then I remember when we was talking about Hot Ones, and it was like, yo, I think you should get Tia on this because Tia will slide on this. And I was like, man, I fuck with Tia. When we met in person, we always yell at each other and stuff like, why you ain't do this? Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And then when we finally seen each other, it was literally like, you, and it's like, you know what I'm saying?
The Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was like, you. And then we just like, And then I remember calling her, and I was like, yo, I think you would slide on this. And I didn't think she was going to get the verses done. Then one day, she just had sent me a picture, sent me the song, and sent me her vocals. I got it done, nigga. And then that's how that happened.
And she really did that. What's your favorite line from her Hot Ones verse?
Ain't no being me, boy. She gonna kill me. Dollar Thorns. That is my favorite line. But it was like, ex nigga, let him go. Cause how you broke like every time. And I'm like, I kind of met her ex though. With her. So it was like, damn. It's kind of fucked up.
Denzel, one of the things that I, as a fan, and I think a lot of your fans, and just like people in general who are aware of you and your music, really look up to you for is your ability to be so consistent throughout your career. Every album you've dropped has been a beautiful body of work. You're able to just like maintain a really high level of art. You continue getting better over the many years of your career. To what would you attribute your skills of being so consistent? How do you do it?
I make plans on plans on plans, even if they don't take form in that moment. Even when it came down to like Taboo and Imperial and everything, I always come up with a plan first. And Imperial was supposed to be the original King of the Michevious South, volume 2055. Like that was like a long time ago. But I always had plans on plans on plans. Like I would release this, and this. So that's how I remain consistent. When I was making Taboo, I wanted Melt to come out right after that, but I didn't have the emotional intelligence, the vulnerability to really express myself of what I'm actually going through, or the maturity to even do that. And then in between, I was just making tracks here and there, and Zoo ended up coming about with Ricky, and I think it took me 6 months to make that one. It didn't really take that long for me to make that project. Yeah, and then Melt came after. I mean, obviously after unlocking Blood In, Blood Out, but I always have plans. I just have them in my notes and I plan everything out. I put the tracks, track ideas, the imagery, how I want it to look, everything, and then talk to the team about it. Pretty much, we just cut the fat and just like, okay, this makes sense, this doesn't make sense. We kind of figure out how to make it make sense, how certain things can be correlated. I like to plan and I like to execute and I like to study. And once I figure out like, okay, we got all the bad stuff out and the mediocre stuff and we got good stuff, we start putting it together, and that's how we pretty much put it out.
Does the majority of your planning and your brainstorming live like in your notes app on your phone?
Yes.
Yeah. Are there any other tools that you use for like organization planning or just things in general that help you stay consistent and on top of it?
Before that, I was using PowerPoint. That's how I planned Imperial. I started to plan more as I got older. I just want to be able to have things in place. It's like contingency plans.
Yeah.
Like if this don't work out, this is gonna work out. This don't work out, this is gonna work out. This don't work out, this is gonna work out. If they both don't work out, go back to the drawing board.
Outside of just like your consistency with your scheduling and like putting these albums together and stuff, it seems like your energy and your drive is also just really consistent. You're always like really high energy anytime I see you outside in an interview, anytime you're coming in your music, you have like a really motivated, pure energy. Do you have any like daily habits or personal habits that help you keep that energy up?
Getting punched in the face.
Okay. Elaborate.
Getting punched in the face.
When and where are you getting punched in the face?
In school. Nah, but I just think like I gotta have a mind of being consistent, like going to the martial arts gym and stuff like that, and like have that kind of consistency and going to the studio, even if I'm not making anything, just being there.
Yeah.
You know, that was some advice that I got a long time ago from either my Muay Thai coaches or just marking them. It was just like, yeah, just being consistent, even if you don't do anything, even if it's not your best day, like just still go and just kind of keep doing it.
What are your tools for battling difficult days or days where you're not feeling motivated, where you don't want to do anything?
I just stop everything and just go live my life real quick. So whenever I'm over music, I just stay home and draw.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's literally what I do. And just like watch movies, stuff like that, go to museums, go to the movies, go to the theme park, whatever the case may be, you know, because you never know when it's going to hit you.
I know for me, whenever I get tired of, especially when I get tired of music or I feel like I've been around a lot of music listening to it, there's certain artists or like albums I can go to kind of hit a refresh, kind of just like refresh my perspective on music. Do you have any music that does that for you?
It depends, man, because like I could be listening to rap one day, then rock one day, then I could be listening to R&B another day, then I could be listening to pop some days, you know. So it's really like where my mood is at that moment, you know, that helped me refresh and everything. And I was like, okay, let me try something new. And then I would like, oh, since I'm doing this, let me study what I like from this kind of era and stuff like that, and how can I be able to push it, you know? That was like pretty much the refreshing part, just like doing something new that I never done before, but actually understanding it.
What have you been studying recently?
Re-listening to like MF Doom albums and stuff like that. But before that, I was listening to like Wham and like revisiting Speakerboxx Love Below and 808s and Heartbreak, that type of stuff.
What's your favorite song on Speakerboxx Love Below?
Spread.
That's my favorite too. Love that. Are we gonna see more 454 collaborations?
Oh, we did one the other day.
Did you?
Yeah, we got a whole song together. I could play it for you after this interview. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What does it feel like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we gonna see any collaborations with you and Pig? Pig the Gemini.
Oh,
his
hell
sister.
yeah. What? His sister?
Yeah.
Yeah, she raw.
She's crazy.
Yeah, one of my favorite songs they did together was Swiss Cheese.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Really looking forward to hearing that after this interview because that's our goat for sure. We love Willie. Willie. Would you ever collaborate with Pink Sifu?
Yes.
I don't know why. I was listening to the album on my way over here on my bike, and I was like, I'd really love to hear you do some stuff with him. Are there any upcoming producers that you're loving that you would like to link up with in the near future?
That girl who made Not My Problem, Laila.
Laila.
I ran into her like a couple times. Definitely will want production from her. More production for 454. Got to throw him in there. Kal Banx. Like, if you guys are familiar with him, me and him got a go record together on Walking. So want to work with him a lot more. I started working with this other producer named Man Made. He's pretty tight. And some more stuff with like working on Dying in there and them boys.
We'd love to hear all of those. Okay, I'm going to pop out for a second. Quincy's going to come in and do a segment that we call Q's.
Q's.
He has a couple questions for you.
All right, come on.
So we're going to switch places.
What's up, guys? It's Quincy from That Good Shit, and this is Q's Q. We're in the Happy 99 store. You know, got a lot of anime inspirations around us. I'm wondering, what anime are you watching right now?
One Piece.
Okay. Now, see, that's a lot because now what arc of One Piece are you on?
Shit, they linked up with the Minks and all them boys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so you in the jungle with it.
Yeah. They just did wait, I might be spoiling.
No, you don't.
I'm not.
Chill.
Chill.
Just know that they box.
chill.
Just know that they
Just
box.
chill.
They get to fight.
Yeah, they be fading like the dogs and the cats and shit.
We're not gonna say too much, but you know, we're gonna talk after. We're gonna talk
I'm
after.
in the 7-6.
Yeah, type shit.
Yeah.
I'm like a little bit further than that.
I already
but
know
like,
what's happening, dude.
bruh,
Yeah.
there's a lot. Bruh, we got to cut that out, Daman.
What?
Cut that out. No spoilers.
Man, they already know what's happening. There's people spoiling it right there. Like, fuck it. Shit. You know what? Fuck it. Hey. Can we just do that? Can we just say that?
Spoil the
You know what I'm saying?
ending of One Piece.
Yeah, nigga.
Basically, just go on Reddit, read the ending.
Nah, don't do it. Don't do it.
Okay, so do you have a favorite One Piece character? And what would that One Piece character's favorite song on the new project be?
Okay, yeah, I like Trafalgar Law.
Yo.
What is like the death surgeon of death or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
Yeah, man, he be making rooms, cutting people's heads off, flipping them and shit like that, man.
Yeah.
He's smart. He be planning like 3 moves ahead.
I also fuck with the polar bear in that crew, too.
He be fading.
He be fighting, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, he be fading. I think who you think would win out of him and Chopper?
See, like, that's the thing. Like, I feel like the polar bear will come out swinging. If Chopper really gets to that point where he's like, okay, I really got to boss up, then, you know, he gonna sweep the floor, like, for sure.
I think Trafalgar Law's song will either be G's Up or Set It. Like, it's out of those two. But, like, nah, I think, like, you see how Chopper be fighting now? Like, you know what I'm saying? He kind of got the shit under control with all that stuff. And he be doing the, like, little kung fu shit now. So I'm like, yeah. Chopper could transform. Like, the polar bear, he just be fighting.
Right. I mean, the polar bear got hands, but once Chopper like levels up on you, it's over.
I ain't gonna lie, they both be boxing.
What else I want to talk about is kind of like the comic book aesthetic theme of Unlocked, the album with Kenny Beats. I just want to know like what that was like crafting that world with Kenny Beats, and you know, obviously like the cave episode. You see Annabelle got the GD Wheaties on.
She got a whole GD. She got the cooked GD Wheaties on.
Yo, how many pair of GD Wheaties do you have?
Man, I got several pairs of GD Wheaties at the crib. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sadie Boo. You know? So when we made the cave, we started working on the project right there. It took us like 2 to 3 days from my part. And then I was just with Kenny, and Kenny was like, it really took 5 days, bro. He was like, it took 3 days for you, but it took 5 days for him because he had to do all the production and everything. And then I remember when we was in those sessions and we was like, hey, naming the tracks and all that stuff. And it was like, yeah, this is going to feel like leaked files because we don't have no single on it. And, you know, the song that everybody like is Diet, you know? Man, I was telling him, like, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, da-da-da. And he was like, all right, whatever, because he don't believe it until he sees it. The thing was, when we started hitting it up, like, yep, we about to film this, we about to do this. Oh, and it's going to be half this and half cartoon and stuff like that, right? And he was just like, oh, this is really happening. So us filming it and then them animating it, going through different animators. Shout out to Psycho Films. They the ones who like put it together. And then, you know, the team, we put the comic book together and the toys also, you know.
Yeah.
We need to put some unlocked toys in here, to be honest.
Yo, bro, send the package through. We got to get Happy 99, Denzel Curry, Kenny Beats action figures right there.
We was just looking at it like, hey, Doom and them for the like Mad Villainy album with all caps and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They had toys, you know what I'm saying? Jay Dilla had toys for the donuts. I just felt like we was in that world, so we was like, man, we need to have toys and comics.
No, absolutely. I really fucked with the animation style of the music video, and I was wondering like if there was like any anime in specific that kind of inspired that, like you were watching at the time, that kind of inspired that creation of the visuals, or like any mood board kind of things that you had going on.
Well, it was a combination of things when it came down to making Unlocked. What inspired the animation style was like Boomerang, Cartoon Network, Adult Swim. That's why you see stuff that look like Samurai Jack. For like specific ones like Diet, that was supposed to be drawn in gorilla style, like the gorillas. And then we had other ones that was supposed to be like animated like on some Jimmy Neutron shit, which didn't happen. Cowboy Bebop and anime, you gotta add the anime influences in there. But we couldn't get all the art that we wanted, so it was like pretty much the same guy running it all over again, you know?
Definitely. I mean, I fuck with all those shows. Gennady Tartakovsky, I think his name is.
Gennady Tartakovsky.
Yeah, the guy who animated Samurai Jack.
Yeah, he did Samurai Jack. He used to work on Powerpuff Girls.
Did you see his new anime?
Oh, Primal?
Yeah, Primal.
Tartakovsky is like everybody's childhood, you know? So when they came back with like Samurai Jack and everything, it was like, damn, like we adults. Because, you know, he didn't really kill nobody when we was kids.
Yeah.
But when you watching as an adult and you see him like murder somebody, you like, oh shit.
You know, like they was really drawing
older.
blood. Nah, especially like when they did the time skip too, like he was really boxing.
He was really, he was in the paint, you know. He was still killing robots and shit, but like when he murked a human, I was like, oh, damn.
Oh, they really kill niggas in this show.
They really murked the motherfucker in this show. Man, I was on my homie's page. I don't know if y'all know him. His name Carl Jones. Carl Jones is he plays Thugnificent on the Boondocks and everything, and he like draws, and he was like one of the writers on the Boondocks too. He was talking about like him working at Cartoon Network and everything. And like he had the voice actor from Cow and Chicken on the show. And then when you think about the intro, it's like Mama had a chicken, Mama had a cow, Dad was proud, he didn't care how. I was like, this is bestiality, nigga. Like, I didn't even think about it like that. What?
Yo, Cartoon Network had some weird messages in their cartoons.
Weird ass messages.
I fuck with regular show though because they had some like hidden messages, but it was pretty much just like sit around and drink a beer kind of thing.
Yeah, he just disguised it with sodas and stuff like that. He was like, what the H, bro? I remember watching that and I was like, oh, I like this show. It was like regular show and Adventure Time. Those were the shows I was like, yeah, I'm watching this. But you know, if we going back to the old school, they had like Whatever Happened to Robot Jones, Ed and Eddie. Why am I forgetting that? Like,
Ed and Eddie, that's like one of those 1 a.m. just like cuss for me where it's just like, that's how I knew I was up late when like Ed and Eddie was on. I was like, yo, this is a freaky cartoon, bro.
see, I used to watch Boomerang with my dad, and his favorite show was Johnny Quest.
Yo, Johnny Quest is fire. You ever seen Kick Buttowski?
Who the hell is that?
It's like the same style, except he's like a stunt man and he does like dirt bike tricks. They low-key like animated the hell out of his butt. All right, I gotta get to these questions. We talking about comic books later, bro. Also wanted to talk about was the remix Unlocked 1.5 and like the producers and the features that you had on that kind of like remix tape. How did you kind of like foster your personal relationships with those producers and those artists to like kind of bring them together? And like, what was it like kind of curating that lineup to like refresh the album?
Well, that was mainly the team. They were just like, look, we finna send it to da-da-da, 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 da-da, and the majority of them were all the homies. So it was just like, all right, Jay Versace, you know, Robert Glasper, Alchemist, Charlie Heat, like just sending them to all those guys and then bringing in like my cousin Smino, bringing in Kenny Mason, bringing in all these guys to remix all of them. It was like a group effort thing, you know, just like talking to everybody and everything. Because I remember hitting up Joey and Joey was like, oh, I got the track, bro, I'm about to do it. Hitting up Kenny, it was like, Kenny, I'm about to do it. And then talking with Smino, and then that song that we did, the So Incredible remix, is personally me. I love that song more than any other song that's on the 1.5, and that's how me and him found out we was cousins.
Word, dang, that's crazy. So like kind of building off of that, like what did you take away from the overall experience of just kind of like I said, like refreshing that album and like getting together a bunch of features and producers to kind of remix that album? How did that carry over into your new album today? Just like what did you learn from that experience?
Nothing.
Damn.
You know, because they're two separate things. That's the only reason. But like, I would just say like the experiences and me like evolving as an MC, that's what carried over as opposed to the production. But at the same time, you got people that was on Unlocked that's still producing on this one, you know, because Charlie Heat did Scared, you know what I'm saying? You know, I wanted Smith on this tape too. But, you know, it's going to happen eventually when the time comes. You know, he was busy and I was just kind of just getting things together, you know?
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think the only thing that carried over was, like, me learning to be a better MC.
Final question. Annabelle asked on Twitter, people, like, what people wanted to know from Denzel Curry. We're here. We're here. It's not an anime question. It's not an anime question. I swear to God. I swear to God. Bro, we can shake on it. Do you want to shake on it?
I don't.
When is Unlocked 2.0 happening?
Oh, damn. Never.
Like, you can't even like give us a little bit of hope. Be like, oh, just like not right now.
That shit not happening.
What about like later? You know,
No.
Kenny, can you text him? I was just bullshit. Yeah, you got me for a second.
And you know this, man. Nah, but for real though, it's not happening. I'm just fucking with y'all. It's gonna happen at some point, just not now.
So, are there any other kind of like producer collab albums you got in the works?
Well, shoot, Flylo hit me up. He wanted to do something. Shit, I was working with Hit Boy for a minute. We're just gonna see what happens. Even talking to Kal Banx about like doing a collab project with him later on.
Yo, Kal Banx is fire. I know we all want a Yasuke Curry album. You know, we could do like a Black Samurai. I just called it Yasuke Curry in my head. My fault. I didn't mean to put that on you.
I mean, shit. Hey, look, man.
You feel me? You feel me?
Nah, but we gonna figure it out. Like, I'm just making shit right now. So, just gonna see what comes in fruition. It might be a collab album, might not be.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to hear what you guys have cooking up. I feel like every time you guys link up, it's magic. And so I'm really excited what you got coming up in addition to this album, but I'm also really excited for the album to drop tonight.
Yeah, it's about to be one of them ones. So, Thank you, whoever's watching. Thank this guy, Q. Thank Annabelle. This that good shit.
All right, that's Q's Q. Actually, we completely done. You know, that's it. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Make sure you get the album and drop tonight, July 19th. It drops at 12 o'clock a.m. Get that. Listen to it. Hit me back. Goddamn. Come to the show. Suicide Boys going on tour. That is me, Denzel. Last name, Curry. Middle name, Ray Don. What they call me? Big Ultra. What I get? Money. From where? My sofa. All right, we out.
Yeah.